name's Tess and I work at Deverell Smith. I am a senior manager and I specialise within freelance. I'm joined by my wonderful colleague,
Verity.
Verity.
I'm a principal consultant and I work on our construction desk.
Yes. So we're going to go through a couple of things. We're going to talk all things construction and talent. So Verity, first question for us to sort of go through is, if you are looking for a new role, what advice would you give to candidates in the market at the moment?
I would say at the moment, more than ever, it's really important to go through a recruiter.
Agreed.
The reason being, there's so many candidates in this industry at the moment that are looking for a new role, in particular when it comes to the build sector, but also in technical and commercial, that so many applications are being made for each role, but not even every application is being considered or looked at. So if you're going direct for a website or an internal recruiter or some form of portal, the chances are that your application isn't even being viewed before the role gets to interview or shortlist. So if you're going to go for a recruiter, the hiring manager, like your details will go straight into the hiring manager's inbox. They know you've been pre-screened, pre-interviewed, and the chance of you getting that role or your CV at least being seen is so much higher. What do you think?
I think for me, so I specialise within freelance, and I do appreciate obviously redundancies are still taking place, like projects are being delayed, so unfortunately people have sort of been let go some places, but I do think try and stay at your current company for as long as possible. Don't be too jumpy. I think so many people previously have just sort of left quite quickly due to the money opportunity and stuff like that, but I think that would be my advice. Try and stick something out for minimum 2 years if you can. But yeah, that's
also if you have like the opportunity to stay through a round of redundancies, like I get that causes a little bit of unease,
friction,
but it speaks volumes that you have stayed through a restructure, and clients, when they're interviewing you, are going to take note of that.
Agreed. So if you... Oh, that was the question I've just done. Sorry. So why are people moving and not moving at the moment as candidates, would we say?
I think it's quite difficult because I cover technical, commercial and build.
Yeah.
And they're very different. Like build, there's a lot more people looking for work than there is jobs at the moment in terms of how we're going to see the next sort of 2 to 3 years pan out. There's going to be a massive build delay. So if you're in a perm role and they can keep hold of you, the likelihood is you're probably not looking to move because at least you have that security. Whereas technical and commercial, everyone's still pricing jobs, people are putting gateway submissions in. There's, a huge demand for anyone who is great at cost control, great at estimation, a really, really solid QS, so you can keep, your projects to budget. And anyone who is great with pre-construction and has any form of like exposure or experience with a Gateway 2 application, like you are in demand. So salary really is calling, and although we're going to see like build salaries come down, I think technical and commercial is going to keep going up and up. Do you see the same in freelance?
I do agree. I agree with that. I think in terms of, for me, it might be a little bit different, but I think it's also like the longevity and the opportunity. I think it's that confidence in the company that you're working in. Obviously, the industry itself at the moment has... it is challenging. It's got like BSR, like you were saying, but I think it's like the messaging for the business. So if they can say like, look, XYZ, we've got this in planning, we've got this coming to fruition in the not too distant future, you're going to be pipelined for here. I think people are a lot more likely to stay loyal to their employer and not want to jump ship.
And there's a lot of like great companies at the moment that have such a massive pipeline of work.
Huge. So we've had a couple of meetings, haven't we, about them? Yeah.
So it's like, how are you branding that? How are you pushing that message out? Like, what's your sort of like media and marketing team doing to show that even if you're not sort of building right now, like what's the next 5 years going to look like?
Agreed. So which locations are talent moving to in construction? Where have we sort of found?
Well, the massive one, and has been for the last few years, is definitely the Middle East.
Yeah. Obviously Andrew, our
Money
CEO's
talks.
moved out there. Yeah.
Not necessarily about Andrew. No. So definitely the Middle East. You've got Dubai, you've got Saudi.
Yeah.
Obviously there's a money element, but also these are like mega projects that are exciting people to go out and do when you can't really build over 18 metres here at the minute. It's like, drawing people towards it. But there's also like America, like the construction industry in America's thriving, Australia, anywhere that's like going to pay
your sister's
better.
moved out there, hasn't she? She's doing recruitment in
Yeah.
Australia and she's doing
And
well.
it's sunny every day. It's their winter at the minute, and
Yeah.
it's warmer than it is here. And we're in a heat wave.
You're not moving out there.
But yeah, I'd say definitely sort of abroad, obviously.
Yeah.
There's people that I speak to who are even considering moving out of industry, but it's quite difficult to get similar salaries if you're going to exit construction. But then obviously there's, you know, when we look at the UK, London is its own sort of bubble in the way it's been affected, with a few, obviously, exceptions in terms of a gateway and what it's done with, you know, high density development. But if you look at the home counties and surrounding areas, planning's eased up and they're probably as busy as ever. So
Yeah. Don't think I've got much to add on that,
okay,
Verity.
so, sorry, I took it
Covered
all.
pretty, yeah, you did. So what advice can we give for anyone progressing their career in construction?
I think if you're new to construction and you want to do well,
Yeah.
you literally just have to show up and work hard. That's it.
Yeah.
You?
I think I agree. I think, you know, it's interesting. We have a couple of conversations with clients who, you know, site managers wanting a bit more remote working and stuff like that. And I think, you know, especially if you're new into your career, like just get yourself out there, just be present, get there early, you know, leave a little bit later just so that you're really keen, you want it, you're super engaged. And I think just that sort of behaviour, I think will get you seen quicker.
Yeah.
So
The
that's my
enthusiasm.
advice. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And just get stuck in. And yeah, that's what I'd say as well. But anyways, I think that's all our questions. Have you got anything else, Verity? Any questions for me at all?
No.
No? I think that's it. Well, look, thank you so much. And yeah, hope to see you soon.